Hello Internet, welcome to the Nerd Sanctuary. This is Yami, and today we're taking a look at my improved Gear Chronicle deck. There are some cards here that I haven't been able to get because they're expensive, very expensive and hard to find at this point, like Chronodragon Nextage, so this deck profile is not taking into account that card, but I will have some other options for anyone who can get that card. Starting off, we have Steam Worker Kuda, and his ability is Generation Break 1, put him in the Soul, choose one of your Vanguards until the end of the turn, gets 5,000, and when the unit's attack hits a Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and it gets put on the bottom of his or her deck. And that is the starter. Following that, we have two of the Vainglory Dream Gear Cat. It's a stand trigger. And it's a Generation Break 1 when you're from rear guard. When your opponent's rear guard is put into his or her deck due to an effect from one of your cards, choose one of your other units, and you can have it gain 10,000 power until the end of the turn. If you do, return this unit to the deck and shuffle. So it's very good. After that, we have two more stand triggers, the Wakey Wakey Worker. With the Generation Break 1, at the end of the battle, if this unit boosted, choose a face-up G unit in the G zone, and turn it face down so that can be used again. And then you put this card back in your deck and shuffle. Good for a lot of times where you may end up out of G units. Next we have the four draw triggers, the Lucky Pot Draco Kid. With the effect that from rear guard you put it in the Soul, choose one of your Gear Chronicle, and it gets plus 3,000 power. So that's good. Following that, we have four critical triggers. None of them have effects. There's two different arts because that's just a choice I made. I think it looks better when you have different arts for cards that do the same thing. And ending up the triggers, we have four heals. Starting the grade 1s, we have four perfect guards. It is not one of the G perfect guards, it's just one of the ones that you drop a card from your hand to nullify an attack. I personally find that the G perfect guards aren't worth it. They can only protect the Vanguard, unlike regular perfect guards who can protect anything. Then we have Steam Breath Dragon with the effect that you can choose a grade 3 from your hand and reveal it. When this unit is placed on rear guard from your hand, you may pay a cost. If you do, search for a grade 3 with Chronojet in its name, reveal it to the opponent, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck, choose a card from your hand, and discard it. Also, when you're paying the cost for a stride, this card in your hand becomes a grade 3. I got 3 of them. And next, I have 2 of the Steam Fighter Mesh He. The names for some of these cards, I tell you. It has a once per turn ability, that's a Generation Break 1. Soul Blast 1, when your opponent's rear guard is put into their deck, due to the effect from one of your cards, you may pay the cost. If you do, you get to unflip a damage. So that's good, gives you more room to use other effects. And then we have 2 of the Mist Geyser Dragon. When an opponent's rear guard is put into his or her deck due to an effect from one of your cards, it gets plus 5,000 attack, and that is a Generation Break 1. It's a lot like some of the other cards who, if you manage to pull something off, like retire a unit, or call something from your deck that gains a power boost, it's pretty much staple in any deck that's built to have something with an effect similar. Also, we have Steam Skara Gigi, and it's a Soul Blast 2 when this unit is placed on rear guard. If you pay the cost, draw a card. Finishing off the grade 1s, we have Steam Rider Ditzkal. And he has the effect that when he attacks a Vanguard, he gains 2,000 as long as he's a rear guard until the end of the turn. Starting off the grade 2s, we have 4 Steam Fighter Amber. Generation Break 1, Counterblast 1 when this unit attacks a Vanguard. If it's boosted, pay the cost. If you do, choose an opponent's grade 2 or less rear guard, and they put that on the bottom of their deck. A lot of this deck is just returning cards to the bottom of your opponent's deck. It's a very good strategy to have. It's the main strategy with Gear Chronicles. I mean, I suppose there are some decks that could work off other things, but returning is like the whole thing. Next we have Glimmer Breath Dragon, Generation Break 1, Counterblast 1, and Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater with Chronojet in its name, pay the cost. If you do, choose an opponent's grade 2 or less rearguard, they put that on the bottom of their deck, and this unit gets plus 2,000. So, it's kind of a bad cost to pay if you rely on someone like Chronos Command Dragon, but it's pretty good because you get to send an opponent's card to the bottom of their deck, and he gets a plus 2,000 power bonus. Great card if you ask me, that's why I put him at 4. Next, we have 2 of the Steam Knight Calibum. Yeah, Calibum. And when he's placed on rearguard, choose an opponent's rearguard, and they put that on the bottom of their deck, and they search their deck for a card that's a grade less, call its rearguard, and they shuffle their deck. They can choose not to call a card if they don't want to. So that at least weakens your opponent, maybe takes away an intercept, and with really no cost. So, it's pretty great. Then finishing off the grade 2s, we have 2 of these Steam Maiden Ishin. Generation Break 1, Counterblast 1. When your opponent's rearguard is put in their deck due to an effect of one of your cards, pay a cost. If you do until the end of the turn, it gets the effect that when this unit attacks a Vanguard until the end of the battle, they can't call zeros to guard. Starting off the grade 3s, we have 4 Chronojet Dragon. It is the main grade 3 of this deck. With a Generation Break 2, that's when this unit attacks the Vanguard until the end, it gets 5,000, and your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater units from their hand to the rearguard, or the Guardian Circle. Also, when you stride, you can counterblast 1. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, and they put that on the bottom of their deck. And finishing off the grade 3s, we have 3 Fate Wheel Dragon. Generation Break 1, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, pay the cost, which is a Counterblast 1. If you do, until the end of the battle, your opponent cannot call grade 0s to the Guardian Circle. And the auto effect, that is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, when this unit is placed on Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's grade 1 or less rearguards, and it's put on the bottom of their deck. Moving on, we have the G units. I have 8 in this deck. 2 of them I'd like to replace. Starting off, I have 2 Interdimensional Dragon, Ragnarok Dragon. Counterblast 1, choose another face-down Ragnarok Dragon from your G-Zone, turn it face up. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do, until the end of the battle, your opponent cannot call grade 0s from their hand to the Guardian Circle. Then if the number of cards face up in your G-Zone is 2 or more, it gets a critical until the end of the turn. Great card to have. Older play types had it at 4. I have it at 2 because it was kind of hard to get. After that, I have 2 of the Interdimensional Dragon Fate Rider Dragon. With the once per turn ability, choose one of your rearguards, put it on the bottom of your deck, search your deck for a card that's a grade greater than it, call it to rearguard, shuffle your deck. Choose one of your units for each face-up card in your G-Zone, and they gain 3,000 attack. So if there are 3 cards face up in the G-Zone, choose 3 separate units, and they'll each gain 3,000. So, it's pretty great. After that, we have 2 of Interdimensional Dragon Chronos Command Dragon, with the ability Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 1, and discard a card from your hand. When his attack hits a Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do, your opponent puts all of their rearguards on the bottom of their deck. Now these last 2, if you can get a hold of a Chronodragon Nextage, I'd recommend taking them out for it. But the first is Interdimensional Dragon Mystery Flare Dragon, and it's Counterblast 4. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, reveal 4 cards on the top of your deck. If the revealed cards have 4 or more different grades, pay the cost. If you do, you get an additional turn. And if you reveal cards, shuffle your deck. So, very hard to pull off. I can't imagine anyone actually getting to do it, but great if you can. Finishing off, we have Interdimensional Dragon, Epoch Maker Dragon. When his attack hits a Vanguard, choose one of your rearguards, bind it face up, and search your deck for a grade 3 card, call it to rearguard, shuffle your deck. And at the end of the turn, put that unit back on the bottom of your deck, and you put the card that was bound back on rearguard, And that's it. That is the entirety of this deck. Like I said before, if you can get your hands on some Chronodragon Nextage, I'd say replace Mystery Flare and Epoch Maker Dragon. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and real quick, next week's video is going to be a special one. My friend Zato comes back, and we do a Chubby Bunny Challenge card fight. It's a lot of fun. I've shown the video to some people already. They got some good laughs off of it. Spread the word. It's a good time to be had. I'm working on a little editing for it right now. So, we'll see. This has been Yami from the Nerd Sanctuary, and I'll see you guys later.